I noticed when I was under here jacking up the car that it's had some damage here. I don't know if it's somebody's hit a curb or something. You can see this side's not too bad, but this side is pretty bad.
Let's go! Gotta get going, yeah, I gotta go. Got my foot on the floor, can't take it slow. Police behind the roadblock ahead. You know I might end up rich and I might end up dead.
It's tore the spot weld here out of here. This adjustment here for the radius arm is pretty bad. So I bought a Porta Power, always wanted one, so I went and bought one. It's got a little rust right here. It's the only real rusty spot I've seen. Must be battery acid dripping down. But I am going to pull this out, repair it the best I can before I do any suspension or any real alignment stuff on it. So I want to make sure I can get this trued up, because that needs some help. Here we go. Only got about a half an inch. Get a little bit maybe. It's trying to come open. Be a little friendly persuasion on the. Oh yeah. This has to go up. I'm going to get that out of the way so I can try to get in here and open that up. It's collapsed in on itself there, and this edge here is real bad. It's got it. This is twisted in because of the hit it took and the way it bent. So I'm going to push this over and try to take some of this dent out here on the side, right here. You can see there's a dent there. It's pushed in quite a bit. Watch up in here. See, it's working. It's pushing it over there where it belongs. I got a board up in there. It's up against the frame. I got it pushing against this cross piece here. Right here. This end's got to come down. That end's got to go up. This has got to come up. So I'm going to push on that. You can see where this needs to come up right in here. That spot weld is pulled loose. I'm going to put the floor jack underneath here and help that up. Crinkle out of here. Lower this down a little bit. Oh, yeah. Trying to push this area up. I've got the load on here. The ram pushing it over. I'm trying to work that crinkle out of that. Got this. This wants to come over. Wish I could hit that right there, but I can't because I can't swing in there. Probably need a air hammer. Right here, that was the worst area. That had that really bad crinkle there. You can see it right here. Right in this area. So I'm going to try to work that just a little bit more. See if I can get some of that worked out of there. I'm trying to bring this in just a hair right here. You can see it's opened up a little bit right there. I think you can see that. Object here. I need to get something down here because it's a little bit of an angle. There we go. It feels like it's pushing down there better where it needs to be. See this little ripple here? That's got a load on it. I need to bring this in over here a little bit. See right here when I'm trying to get this bend out of it right there. Right up in here. I'm going to try hitting it from the top down. I'll probably have to weld it. There's a little crack in the structure there from that ripple. that right there a little bit. Take a little of that ripple out of there. Get a little of this out of there. See that? That's where a chip came off of this hammer right here. Nailed me. Hit that right there. A little much. Trying to get that to come in right there. So I'm trying to open this up without bending that out. Knock that in a little bit. I'd like to get this out here. See if I can give that a little hit right there. Straighten that up. That's where that spot weld tore out. See if I can get that to lay down. Okay, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get this. It's got a big radius here now because the way it was bent, it rolled this away, and that's why that spot weld's not reaching. So what I'm going to try to do is, with this clamped here, I'm going to try to push that up and see if I can straighten that flange out a little bit, make it a little tighter bend to move it over where it needs to be. Try loosening that a little bit. See it trying to push up in there a little bit. Maybe it needs a little whack. Try a little bit right there. Oops, too much. Let me drive that bottom down a little bit. With a little load on there. It's kind of flattening that angle off. Oh yeah, it's kind of working it a little bit. this frame still. I'm still not quite finished with it. It looks pretty good. It needs the little weld right there where it's cracked. And it has a crack up in here. I think you can see it right there. Little crack. That needs to be welded. Also, it could still get a little crack here. Still want to see about getting this spot weld area fixed. Well, you can see I've removed some stuff. I got the radiator out of there and the coil. So you can see better down in here what we got to deal with. See where that spot weld tore. Because it looks like the same weld that's here is right here. Where this came from, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, that needs to be flattened off. And so I've got the jack under here. You can see this is curled up a little bit. I'm going to try tapping on that just a little bit. See if this will come up and that'll go down. I got the jack right here. Looking at it from under here, you can see pretty well. Right there is a big bubble or hump in it. So it looks like I'm going to have to remove the sway bar again so I can get in there. Well, the hammer's got a square edge on it, so I'm trying to get that up into that radius so I can work this out. I'm also holding it open with the porta power, so it should be up close to that radius up in the top there. Looks like it's close. You can see this needs to come back, so I'm going to try hitting this here with the weight on here and that holding it up into this corner. I should be able to drive this back in where it needs to go. It's hard to get a good swing on that. Wish I could push on that, but I don't really have anything to push against. I don't like to hit with the ball peen, but the ball end, but I just can't get a good swing in there. It's a lot better. See that view down the edge of there looks a lot better. It needs a little bit right in there. It's just so hard to get in there and hit it. Let's see what we got. Looks a lot better. Remember how bowed that was right there? Look at it, looks pretty good. It's got a pretty good radius, pretty flat. End could stand to come in just a hair right there, but it's so much better than it was. Hopefully you can see that ripple there. It's got a pretty good ripple down through there. You can see a spot weld that started to pull here. I think I can get some of that out of there though. I've got pressure on this. Trying to hit right here. Push that up if I can. I'm gonna get that right there to get that flattened back down. Made here is a little repair piece to go down in right in here behind there. I want to tie this structure back together here a little bit where this is torn. That's still up in the air. I just can't get that to flatten out, but I think once I put some heat to it with my weld that I'll be able to tap that down. I'll put something underneath it to brace it. Here's what it looks like underneath. I got it kind of set back up in there. And again, when I put some heat to it, I'm hoping that'll feather out there, fill in, and hopefully I can get some of this dent out of there. I just can't get it. It's so hard to support it from up here. So I welded in there, and I tried hitting this flange a little bit. Well, here's my disaster area that I left last night. Tried to get a couple hours in last night before dark. So here's what I've done on this side. See, it looks pretty good. I did some welding in here, fixed those cracks that were in there, and filled it in. I also, there was a crack here, fixed that. There was a crack down here, fixed that. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. Now I'm gonna work on this side over here a little bit. I started cutting this, had a little hump right there. I'm gonna put the porta power in here and get this squeezed over where it needs to be. You can see it's out here a little bit. and then fill that with weld, and then I think I'll be done with it. The rest of it looks pretty good. I also put this patch piece in here. I got a lot of weld on there, but I think I'm just going to leave it. I think it's fine. It's got good penetration, it looks like. Also, inside here, it's not a cosmetic area. So I think I'm just going to leave it. It's all tied together here pretty well. That piece I put in is underneath here, and I burned away a little bit right there. I might try to fix that little spot. We will see. And then I'm on to this side over here. See, I got some rust there. I'm going to cut that strap back a ways and add a little bit heavier piece in there and tie it back together to the front radiator support. I've got this pushed back out here, my rig going on, drove it back in, I welded the gap. I'm going to grind that weld off there now and see what it looks like. Maybe have to touch the top a little bit, we'll see. But I definitely got it straightened out better. There it is. There's my patch put in. Not too bad. Definitely tied it back together so nothing will flex, hopefully. Here's the underside. I ground it off just to smooth things out a little bit. But here's the after on these frame rails. Not too bad. Left that weld in there. It's too hard to get in there. I think it came out pretty decent compared to what it was for sure. Got some weld here. Not beautiful, but it's definitely stronger than it was, and it's straighter. So I think we're good to go. Spray a little. I'm gonna get some of that rust inhibitor stuff and put on here. For now, I'm just gonna spray it with some rust stopping primer.